So breaking news. I don't know if you've heard this, but according to Hollywood Unlocked, Queen Elizabeth has passed away at the age of 95 due to the V. So Hollywood Unlocked just recently put this out. They said that they have a source close to the Queen who let them know that there was a something that she was supposed to attend recently, and the event they had to cancel her appearance. And they're saying that the real reason that they canceled her appearance is because she's actually passed away. So I don't know. Maybe this thing is actually still around, getting pretty serious. It took out the Queen. Do you? I mean,
Well, first of
I don't know.
all, it's not that surprising that someone her age would die from COVID. You
I
know what I
mean,
mean?
95 is, yeah. That's Hazel McCallion,
Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm more surprised that Hollywood Unlocked has that type of reach.
right?
You have a inside man or woman in the royal family. That is serious because I mean, not to throw shade or anything like that. They do what they do, but that no, I find that very hard to believe. But okay, I guess I gotta take your word for it.
You think that if anybody was to report this, it would be maybe a British publication first? Yeah,
Seriously,
out of anybody. But somehow, listen, somehow Hollywood Unlocked seems to hold on. Beep
across
beep
the
beep beep
pond.
beep 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 beep. I'm getting a beep on my magic wallet here.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a wallet.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's my magical wallet. It gives me information.
I got
Um,
you.
and it's giving me a report right now. This just in. Okay, the Queen is not dead.
Oh,
Queen is not dead. Hollywood Unlocked is lying. Uh, Numerous publications have come out, including ones who have said that they've actually seen the Queen in person, and they said that she has not passed away. She is just dealing with mild symptoms of the V. And the reason that she canceled it is because she didn't want to expose anybody or expose herself to this. So she is not passed away. And this has come from numerous British publications. The reason why this could be seen as more valid is because the statement came from a rep from the royal house who also stated that they've already made a decision that if anything was to ever happen to anybody in the royal family, that the British Associated Press would be the one to break the news.
yeah. How is it that Hollywood Unlocked gets it first? Like, is there somebody in the royal family that's on Instagram just following Hollywood Unlocks every single move? I mean, it's possible, but that would be a huge, huge risk. That's a couple dices you're rolling there. You know what I mean? To leak that information to a gossip site.
This is not a small story by any account. In no way, shape, or form is this a small story where you could just put it out there and not have like factual proof. Like I need to see. Listen, if I'm going to report this, me personally, I need to see a picture of the Queen. Boom, this autopsy ready. I need to see that on the medical table. That's what I need to see. I'm not going to report this because somebody called me up and said, "Hey, guess what? I got a story for you," and because I want to get it out first, that's when I'm gonna report it. You see, that's the problem that I have with news, and that's the
It,
problem with news today,
it be
right?
like that. It be like that. You just want to get it
Right?
out first.
That's the problem with the news today. Nobody's concerned with the facts. Not only is nobody concerned with the facts, but there's nobody checking the facts. This is why newspapers used to have editors and chiefs in charge of this. They're supposed to fact check and they're supposed to make sure all the stories are going out. But nowadays, all the stories that are going out just seem like they just want the clicks. They just want the views. They just want people to pay attention to their website, which Hollywood Unlocked has got a lot of attention from this. So I ask you, let me ask this guy, man, when it comes to the news, right? Can we believe the news, or is it only certain publications that we should probably be distrustful with? What do you think?
I mean, people have their preference where they get their news from. And obviously, if there's one outlet that you watch or read more than others, that's probably your preference. So chances are, when you absorb something from that media outlet, you're probably believing it. Now, if you want to research further, then that's on you. But I just assume I can speak only speak for myself that where I consume my news, I probably believe or am emotional because emotion is big in the news. I'm probably emotional, like about what they're reporting, like 90% of the time. So I feel passionate about what they're saying. But do I
Right.
believe everything they're saying? No, maybe like 70% of the time because the message is so repetitive. Like it's very obvious that there's a narrative that you're trying to get across. Like if I could watch your station for 7 days and every single day you have new episodes, but every single day you're talking about the exact same thing or same person, clearly you have a narrative. It's very obvious because there's other things going on in the world.
Right. Right.
So,
Right.
yeah, anyways, that's my thoughts on that.
I mean, for me, there's obviously publications that are clearly biased. I don't have to say their names. Everybody knows them. A lot of them are American, right wing, left wing. I still don't know what any of these wings mean. Me personally, I like chicken wings. So that's the wing that I kind of stick to. You know what I mean? But with all of these different news publications, because here in Canada, our major publications are what? We have the Toronto Star as far as newspaper. We have the Sun. What do we have? We have Global
Uh,
TV.
we got Six Buzz.
Six Buzz. Well, true. It's true. A lot of people get their news from Six Buzz. That's very true. But Six Buzz gets their news from these places that I'm naming.
That's
Oops.
true.
Oops. um, CTV is another one. CP24. Right.
CP24 with all the baddies.
With all okay. Okay. And then of course I haven't even mentioned some of the news, like Chum and like all these other radio stations that we have that
640.
right that are strictly about like news and traffic and all these other things. Now we have all these publications here.
We love hip hop. They do hip hop.
We Love Hip Hop is another one that does. They do a lot of Toronto music, which is dope
Yeah.
because we're not going to find it in those other publications, right?
No.
But
No.
with all that being said, all the places that we named here in Canada and all that type of stuff, here's something to think about, right? When we are getting our news, because that's the only way that we can receive it here, unless we, like you said, go and research ourselves. Out of those publications, which ones do you trust? That's it.
You're asking me a question or the group?
Yeah, that's the first part of the question. Which one do you trust
Oh,
out of those ones?
I mean, probably 640 and just for my news and then for and I'll tell you why really quick. I feel it's because
Okay.
they're on radio, so they ain't got shit to lose. Anybody
I
so
mean,
they
one of them
just
is a, let's be real, one of them is an AM station.
yeah,
Okay.
so
So
they just keep it raw. That's what I
they're
think.
AM station. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
not really trying to deceive too many people. They're trying to get the real people there. That's what they're trying
Yeah.
to do. They try to get some
So
real people.
640 for that side of the news and then for hip hop, I'm not like, you know, trying to show favoritism, but if it's, we love hip hop, anything Toronto hip hop, I go to them.
Mhm.
Um, and I go to CP24 for the weather. That's it, man.
Right.
I don't, but that's as far as trust. It's just 640 for news, and then we love hip hop for Toronto hip hop music. That's it.
The reason why I asked that question is as simple as this. Because as much as let's go back to the tinfoil hat. I could put it on if you want, if that's what you want to call it.
Oh
But
Lord.
me personally, yep, here we go. Here we go. Everybody needs to be aware that when it comes to these news broadcasts and these newspapers and all these other stuff, there are people who control what is said, how it is said, when it is said. And it's not as many people as everybody likes to believe. There's a select, like it's a small group. And I'm talking about the people who own these corporations and these news publications and these radio stations. That's what I'm talking about. They control what is said and what they put out and what they tell these people to say. That's why you got to take it in with a little grain of salt. You can't take in the news at all. I don't trust any of these news publications, unfortunately, which sucks, right? Because you're saying to me, okay, then Dre, how you get your news then,
No, no,
man?
no, no. This is what I picture. I picture you being like looking on your weather app. This is gonna be hot out today. Let me look out the window. It looks hot, but nah, let me go outside. I gotta feel the heat and the sun
Hey,
because the window
hey,
could be lying to me.
hey, listen, I gotta know how to dress. This is Canada, man.
All right, man.
It could
Go
be it
ahead.
could be sunny at 4 and it starts snowing by 7 o'clock, right? So I don't trust none of these publications because I know that there's people behind the scenes who get to control exactly what is being said, except for We Love Hip Hop, places like that.
My
I
understanding.
can't include them.
Hold on. My understanding is Friday controls what is said. No,
Right,
I'm
right,
playing.
right,
I'm playing.
right.
I'm
But the
playing. I'm
difference
playing.
is,
I'm playing.
the people on We Love Hip Hop are also the ones controlling it. They, you know what I mean? They're owners and they're the reporters. So
Exactly.
it's a different thing. We know what you think. We don't have to put it through Dave and Cindy for the news after, or you know what I mean, during the weather report or some shit like that.
Right from the source.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference. It's not going through a bunch of hoops and layers. So just pay attention when you're listening to the news. Take it in with a grain of salt. Do your research, more importantly. That way, when you have people like HollyWood Unlocked, like these publications coming out and just trying to be first and grossly and disgustingly reporting something that is not true. If it is true, we got to come back and apologize. But everybody else says it's not true, right?
Well, look.
The only way to stop that is just to understand what the news really is. That's all I'm saying.
Well, look, at the end of the day, making a mistake doesn't mean you're not credible. You know, the thing about it is if you want to be a blog site or just a credible source of information, you're going to make mistakes because it's the internet, especially if you're an internet-based company. And when it comes to media, like who isn't, even TV's on the internet. But yeah, you want to get it out first. So if you make a mistake, you just got to retract. You got to make a retraction. Keep your credibility, unless you don't care about your credibility. Because look, I will tell you I'm right all the time, but when I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. I'll dance around it, but I'll get it out.
There we go.
You know
there
I mean?
we go.
Because I don't want to ruin my credibility. Like you know what I mean? But
you gave your lie donut with a few sprinkles of truth. I like it.
There you go. So I feel like with everything that, you and I guess myself has said about HollyWood Unlocked, and I guess anybody who works with them, or got to lump them all in.
Yeah.
Just because they made one mistake doesn't mean they're not a credible news source. That's it. You know what I mean? Because I made mistakes, you've made mistakes, we've all made mistakes. You just got to own them. Because if those mistakes keep piling and piling up and we never get a retraction, all right, well, now you lose your credibility. Now you're just here for the hot takes.
100%. That is the next step. Retraction is definitely the next step. That is that. Yeah.
Let's see what happens. Glad to hear the Queen is living well. Probably live for another 100 years off of all of our money. Why isn't Canada still paying taxes to these? Like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, what wasn't it like? There's a small Caribbean country that managed to gain emancipation from
before us.
Their independence from the British colony. I forget where it was in the world. Please, somebody watching right now, if you remember, who just most recently gained their independence from the British colonization, please let me know, because the Queen is still on our $20 bill.
Yo, some people think when they say, hey, this person's Canadian, I don't know, like some people are like, oh, you're embarrassed just because you're a nice guy or whatever like that, or you're a nice person. Yes,
right.
I think that is very accurate, because there is no other reason that we would still be paying these taxes to these people. We're just nice people. We don't like confrontation. That's it. We'd rather just pay you. Just pay you. That's it. This is ridiculous. But anyways, leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Queen Elizabeth, you the OG. Deuces. I wonder if she's vaccinated.
She must be, right? I mean, that's something that I feel like the entire royal family just did, just out of,
And she has the cure. She's like one of 5 people with the actual cure for COVID.
Her, Magic Johnson, Bill Gates.
Goodness.
These are all people that have the cures for everything in the world.
And of course, I'm joking. There's no facts in that statement. YouTube, leave me alone. All right, now deuces. Whole video gone. Just because of one joke. Whole video gone.
That is, oh man.
I'll be so mad.
Funny.
And you know they would do it too, eh?
That is so
funny. You know they would do it. One joke. It was a joke, all right? There's no fact in that.
Yo,
freaking YouTube. Oh.